Hi, so my name is Ty. I'm also here with the McMaster Trans Community Group and also as a representative of the Women and Gender Equity Network at the university. I want to start by thanking all of the trans, non-binary, and otherwise gender non-conforming folks that have been brave enough and willing to speak to all of you today. And I also want to point out that none of us should have had to speak today. What we're asking for is so basic. When I get up here and ask that my name and pronouns be respected, when I come up here to ask that I have a safe space to go to the washroom, I also feel inclined to ask, who has never had to ask these questions? Who doesn't need to worry about someone using the wrong name and pronouns for them? Who doesn't need to worry about finding a safe space to go to the bathroom? City councillors, have you ever been worried that you wouldn't be afforded these basic respects? Why must I and my friends come up here and ask for this? We say that trans rights are human rights, so why must we come up here and prove that we are human enough, that we feel pain enough, that we deserve respect enough for this protocol to pass? The protections granted to trans and gender non-conforming people through this protocol tell us that we are welcome in city spaces. If the protocol does not pass, this message that the city is sending to us is that we don't belong here. So again, city councillors, I want to ask, have you ever had to speak in defense of your rights to belong in city spaces? If you have, then you know why you have to vote for the protocol. And if you haven't, then you should also know why you have to vote for the protocol, because you have forever had the privilege of never having to prove that you belong. So I urge you, don't vote for the protocol because it makes economic sense or because it brands the city as inclusive, welcoming, and modern. Vote for it because you recognize that it shouldn't be up for a vote in the first place. Don't vote for the protocol because you think that trans people add to the wealth of the city. Vote for it because you recognize that everybody, no matter who they are, no matter what their gender or agender is, no matter the color of their skin, or who they pray to, or how much money they have in the bank, deserves a city to call home. Hamilton could be this city, and it could be this city not because it is wealthy in money, but because it is rich in love and respect. So, city councillors, my final question to you is, are you ready to listen and learn and make Hamilton the city that everyone can call home? Thank you.
Thank you, Ty. Ty, don't leave, please. Councillor Aidan Johnson has a question.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I can't resist saying I wholeheartedly agree. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councillor Green.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Mayor, and I just want to say that in a different way, I stand here, I sit here in solidarity with you because I have been made to feel like I have to justify my existence in my own city. But having said that, it's also important to note that, and I'm not making light of this, but having had too much coffee, you've seen me leave many times to go to the restroom. I want to acknowledge my privilege. It just dawned on me that going out there, I never once had to think about entering to a door or give it any second thought. And that's what privilege looks like for people that don't have to consider what barriers are in front of them. And so I want to thank you and everybody who came here today, allies and folks with lived experience, for your courage, because it does take a tremendous amount of courage to come here and to face intolerance in all of its different forms and shades. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Green. Thank you, Ty. Susan Gapka from the Trans Lobby Group is next.